So on April 3rd, Calhfa is opening their portal for individuals that want to submit their paperwork for the Dream for All Share Appreciation Program. Now, if you're not familiar with this program has been getting a lot of attention here in California. And essentially it is a down payment assistance program that gives you 20% toward the purchase, 20% assistance toward the purchase of your home. Now, there is some requirements that this program has, right? So I want to go through it because I know I've been getting a lot of calls from people that, they're seeing posts about this particular program. And like I always say, there's no such thing as free money. So I want to go through it. That way you know exactly what to expect if you choose to go with this program. And as always, you can always call me, DM me, and I'll be able to answer any questions. So let's get started, okay? So the Calhfa, the Dream for All program, first of all, is a lottery. So not everybody that wants to get this program is going to qualify for it. It's a lottery, and you already have to be pre-approved with the lender, because the lender's got to make sure that you can qualify for a conventional loan, because it has to be a conventional loan. You cannot use an FHA, VA, or USDA. The minimum FICO score that you must have is a 660 FICO score, which sometimes is challenging for buyers to qualify for a conventional loan when you have a FICO score below 700. But nevertheless, it's 660 the FICO score. Now, one of the main requirements of this program is you have to be obviously a first-time home buyer, but you have to be a first-generation home buyer. This means that you cannot have any ownership on a home. You cannot be entitled to in the title of any house or land, and also your parents cannot currently own any real estate, whether property or land here in the United States. Also, there is income limits, income requirements when it comes to this. For example, here in San Bernardino County and Riverside County, the maximum income that you can possibly make to qualify for this program is $149,000, which is, it's a pretty good amount. So with that being said, I want to run some numbers for you. Let's assume you already got this program. How will the program work? Okay, and how will I have to pay this money back? Because yes, you're going to have to pay this money back. That's why it's called share appreciation. I'm going to explain to you what that means. So in San Bernardino County, according to Zillow, the average home value is anywhere between $535,000 to $537,000. So I'm going to do numbers a little bit below that, right? $500,000. Let's do it for $500,000 just to be able to do the math way more easier. So if I'm buying a house for $500,000 and I'm one of the lucky that got the lottery, that was picked by the lottery, and I got this pre-approval saying that I have 100%, I have a 20% down payment assistance. In a $500,000 home, that is $100,000. So Calhfa is going to give me $100,000. So I'm going to have to finance $400,000. Now, this particular program is attached to a particular loan that Calhfa offers, and the interest rate on this loan yesterday was 6.875, and it's also subject to change according to the market. So if we do the numbers, if we include what would the payment be if I have a $400,000 home, a $400,000 loan with a 6.875? Well, assuming we are including property taxes and insurance, and assuming the property taxes are not high, so just the standard property taxes, which in California is 1.25% of what we're buying. So your payment is going to be anywhere from $32.65, $32.70. So $3,270 per month, including property taxes and insurance, because I'm putting the entire 20% for the balance, right? Now, just remember, you also have closing costs on top of that, which they're not much. So I'm getting a $400,000 mortgage. So here we go, 5 years later or 10 years later, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when. Sooner or later, you're going to pay this money if you do one of these things. If you sell, if you transfer the title of the property, if you pay off the loan, if you refinance because you want to do a cash out, because you want to make improvements to the house, or you're trying to get some money from refinancing, right? You want to do a cash out refinance for what is called. And let's say the house is worth $700,000 5 years from now, 6 years, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So if I bought it for $500 in 2024, and 5 years from now, the house is worth $700,000, there's $200,000 worth of equity. So if I do any of the things I just mentioned, right, you're gonna have to give to Calhfa first the $100,000. Second, you're gonna give them 20% of that $200,000 equity, because it's share appreciation, right? That's what it is. You're sharing the appreciation that your house has gone up, and that's $200,000. So you're gonna give them 20% of that, which means this is $40,000. So Calhfa will have $140,000, and you get to keep the rest. So is this program bad or is it good? Well, I call it neither. Every single down payment assistance, quote unquote, a special program, there's always strings attached. I mean, think about it. You're enjoying a lower payment because you got $100,000. But if you think that this money, you're not going to have to pay it, well, guess again. You have to pay this money back sooner or later. And I always say sooner than later, because if, let's say, you wait, 6 years or 7 years, and now the house is worth $800,000. Now, Calhfa does put a limit on how much they can tap into the equity, but 20% equity is pretty big number. So if you're going to do this number, if you're thinking of doing this number, or if you just heard in the news, or somebody told you, or you saw a post or whatever, just realize that this money comes with strings attached, and you're going to have to pay Calhfa sooner or later the money that they gave you plus 20% of the appreciation of the home. Oh, and if you want any more information, or if you want to know more about mortgages or any type of down payment assistance, just subscribe and follow for more.